Listen, when I do these Spider-Man trailer breakdowns, I try to catch as many things as possible for you guys, alright? I'm scrubbing through that trailer 100 times and looking for every minute detail. But I'm not superhuman, okay? I can't catch every single thing. However, since I last did that breakdown, especially considering I did it on my laptop at San Diego Comic-Con in a hotel, I've noticed a lot more things with that story trailer. So I wanted to just sit down with you guys once again and go over even more things that you might have missed from the story trailer that debuted at San Diego Comic-Con, the one that I actually got to witness live in Hall H with the crowd. And immediately the first thing that you notice after the conversation between Harry and Peter at Midtown High, it seems, considering the football field that's out into the distance, there's the Marvel logo, and then we get the shot of Peter and Miles swinging together, and you can actually tell that they're at Brooklyn Visions Academy, which is Miles' school, so clearly they're swinging around Brooklyn here. We know that Brooklyn is going to be one of the parts of the expansive open world that's available in Marvel Spider-Man 2. It's going to be fully explorable alongside Coney Island, Queens, of course, that we saw in the gameplay demo, and then Manhattan is going to be there as well from the previous games. Then some people noticed that alongside the big wheel Easter egg that was at Coney Island, there was also another Carney game that said something under the names of Hydro Bench. I think it's a bit of a stretch, but a lot of people out there were trying to say that maybe this is an Easter egg towards Hydro Man. I'm not saying that Hydro Man won't appear in Marvel Spider-Man 2, I'm just not sure if this is a hint towards that. And hey, also, the moon got a big upgrade in Marvel Spider-Man 2. From that shot at Coney Island, you can actually see that, well, it's a moon now. It's not just some random light in the sky at night. Then we get that shot of Kraven's men smashing down like you hitting that like button, and we get a look at what is seemingly a new enemy type we're going to face off against in the game, and you can actually notice that Peter's Advanced Suit 2.0 got some minor tweaks to it from when we last saw it. You see, in the reveal trailer and from that screenshot they revealed online that's pretty much everywhere, Peter's Advanced Suit has a black trim around the red areas of the suit. However, in the story trailer now, it's got a white trim. I know it's the most minute detail, it's something that nobody will notice, but for me, I actually prefer the black trim that they had on previously. Maybe this is the part of the color variant thing that they're doing in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Brian Intar has said that there's going to be a lot of alternate suits in the game that are going to have color variants, and we see that that's part of the pre-order bonuses. And then during the moment where the symbiote crash lands to Earth and there's some people investigating it, which I assume one of them being Curt Connors, you can actually see that to the right of Curt Connors, one of the guards that's holding up his weapon is actually from Oscorp. You can see if you zoom in very closely onto his shoulder, he's got an Oscorp patch on. Not that this is some mind-blowing revelation, but clearly Oscorp are the ones to have taken possession of the symbiote, and they're the ones who are doing work on it and trying to see what they can use it for, and well, what they come to the conclusion of is that it can help cure Harry. We also get a look at some drones breaking out some prisoner from the raft as Miles is trying to stop them, and this makes me wonder what it is that Kraven is trying to do with these raft prisoners. This could be the scene that takes place with what we saw previously where Miles confronts Martin Lee, and maybe it's Kraven who's trying to break out Mr. Negative. I have a feeling here that Kraven's gonna try and get everyone out of the raft so that he can hunt them himself, and if so, that would be crazy. I don't know what he would do with someone like Doc Ock though. I mean, that dude's pretty much immobilized at this point, so I'm not sure what's gonna happen there. Now, this next one is a big one. I actually missed this in my initial breakdown, and you guys have been telling me about it ever since. That moment where MJ is hiding from Symbiote Peter because he's looking for her since she didn't subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications. During a blink and you'll miss it moment, you can actually notice that the symbiote logo on Peter's suit is different from the symbiote logo in the PlayStation Showcase demo. It's a bit more jagged here, and it actually looks like it's getting closer to the logo design for Venom in Marvel Spider-Man 2. I don't want to add more to that theory, but that's pretty interesting. I personally still think that Harry's going to be Venom in this game, and I really feel like with all the theories running rampant that it's Batman Arkham Knight all over again, where we're all trying to figure out who the Arkham Knight is, and it ends up being the most obvious choice. So, you know, if that game has taught me anything, it's that the secret identity of the guy you're all trying to figure out is probably the one that we all thought it was. But if nothing else, if this doesn't lead towards the theory that Peter might become Venom, this for sure confirms that the symbiote suit in Marvel Spider-Man 2 will evolve as the game goes on. And who knows, it might look closer to the Venom logo in Marvel Spider-Man 2, and then whenever the symbiote is passed on to its next host, which I assume is going to be Harry, that logo is transferred over as well. Maybe in general, that logo changing is supposed to represent the symbiote taking full control and turning you into Venom. Peter maybe gets rid of it in time, but Harry, maybe not. This next one is another huge one that I missed in my initial breakdown that a lot of you have been pointing out ever since. Another blink and you'll miss it moment when Peter's being attacked by all of Kraven's men, and he sends out that giant symbiote blast really quick. If you pause it at the right moment, you can actually see just as he's sending out the blast. In the bottom there, that might be Harry Osborn in the background. He's a bit shorter, you know, he's got the brown hair, and I mean, he clearly looks different than all of Kraven's hunters that are surrounding Spider-Man here. And he's looking to be at some control panel that's next to the machine over on the right. Now let's get into a bit of a theory time here, okay? Harry is clearly dying in Marvel Spider-Man 2. He mentions at the beginning of the trailer, though, that it's a miracle he's even still here, and he's looking pretty healthy. That's most likely because at this point in the game, he has the symbiote. At one point or another, that symbiote then transfers over to Peter. Because of this, Harry is dying again. We see he has a cane in the trailer, he's limping, he's not looking too good, and maybe during this moment, he's trying to help Kraven to remove the symbiote off of Spider-Man so that he can have it for himself to cure his illness. But now, what would happen in this moment if Harry were to remove the symbiote off of Peter? Well, he might actually find out that the secret identity of Spider-Man is his best friend Peter Parker. And I don't know about you, but if I was dying and there was an alien symbiote that was helping cure my illness and then my best friend took it from me and started to use it for his own personal gain, I'd be pretty pissed off. So maybe Harry during this moment removes the symbiote off of Peter and gets it back himself, seeing that Peter is Spider-Man, and gets all pissed off, turning into Venom, letting the symbiote consume him. I mean, either way, even if we don't end up finding out Peter's identity during this moment, the symbiote having its own mind would transfer that information over to Harry if he got the symbiote back. So of course, at one point, Harry would have to have figured out that Peter is Spider-Man, and again, that would make him very angry. And well, clearly Harry is pretty pissed off by the end of this trailer, as what he throws out the window is actually his own cane. And that obviously transitions us towards the end of the trailer where we get that big moment with Venom. But I want to point out that these last couple of shots of Harry Osborn at the end of the trailer have him all wearing that same gray shirt. It almost feels like it's in continuity from one another. The moment between him and Norman with the symbiote in the tank, to him tossing the cane out the window, and then to him looking out at New York City and the destruction that he may have caused. But that final moment where Harry's looking out at the destroyed wall and he's looking at New York City, it makes me wonder two things. Thing one, Harry just arrived and broke through that wall, turned back into Harry Osborn after being Venom, and then looks out at the destruction he caused in New York City. Or thing two, let me toss that tinfoil hat back on. Could it be that Harry was looking at whoever else was Venom, break through that wall, and jump into New York City to wreak some havoc? I know I'm throwing fuel on the fire here. I know a lot of people are going to think that I'm going a little too crazy with the theories, but who knows what could happen here in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Again, I will say though, my running theory is still that I think Harry is Venom. I just think emotionally it works better. There's a lot more stakes that way, and I would also just like to see both the Spider-Man facing off against Venom in the game. And that'll do it for my second breakdown now for Marvel Spider-Man 2. I hope I got some things that you didn't. Let me know in the comments below. I've been Caboose, and I'll see you guys later.